Medicare questions answered. Q&A, Dear Marci. Dear Marci is a biweekly e-newsletter designed to keep you, people with Medicare, social workers, healthcare providers, and other professionals in the loop about healthcare benefits, rights, and options for older Americans and people with disabilities. To find more resources at https:// www.medicareinteractive.org/dear Marci. Dear Marci, I delayed enrolling in Part B and D. I was told I could do so because I had job-based insurance. I recently received a letter informing me that I will be charged a late enrollment penalty. I don't think I should have to pay a penalty. How do I appeal my late enrollment penalty? Lee, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Dear Lee, everyone has a right to file an appeal with the Social Security Administration, SSA, regarding their late enrollment penalty, LEP, determination. Since you had job-based coverage while you delayed enrolling in Parts B and D, you have good reason to appeal. Below, you will find information about appealing Parts B and D, LEP. Appealing Part B, LEP. If you meet any of the following reasons, you can appeal to remove the Part B, LEP, or lower the penalty amount. You had job-based insurance during some or all of the time period in question. You were actually enrolled in Medicare B during some or all of the period in question. You have a new initial enrollment period, IEP. You are enrolled in an MSP. Steps to filing a Part B, LEP appeal. Gather your evidence. If you had job-based insurance, call your former employer or plan and ask for a letter proving that you were enrolled in coverage. Make sure to attach this letter to your appeal form. If you were actually enrolled in Medicare B during some or all of the period in question and being assessed an error, you can include proof of that coverage, including Medicare summary notices, MSNs showing payment for care, statements showing premiums paid, or other records. Follow the directions on the letter informing you about the penalty. If you do not have this letter, you can use SSA's request for reconsideration form, Form SSA-561-U2. Appealing Part D, LEP. If any of the following reasons apply to you, then filing an appeal may result in an elimination or reduction of your Part D LEP. You have extra help. You had credible drug coverage during some or all of the period in question. You had non-credible drug coverage, but your spouse's employer or insurer told you it was credible or didn't inform you that it was non-credible. You were ineligible for a Medicare prescription drug plan, e.g., if you were living outside the U.S. or incarcerated. You couldn't enroll into credible drug coverage because of a serious medical emergency. Steps to filing a Part D LEP appeal. Gather your evidence. If you had credible drug coverage, call your former plan and ask for a letter proving that you were enrolled in credible drug coverage. Make sure to attach this letter to your appeal form. Your employer or union may also be able to confirm the fact that you had credible drug coverage. Complete the appeal form you received from your plan and attach any evidence you have. If you don't have an appeal form from your plan, you can also use this Part D LEP reconsideration request form. Mail everything to C2C Innovative Solutions. The appeal deadline is 60 days from the date that you received the letter informing you about the penalty. Be sure to follow the steps outlined above and file within 60 days. If you miss the 60-day deadline, you can write a letter explaining why you had good cause or a good reason like serious illness that prevented you from appealing on time. Attach the letter to your appeal. While your appeal is being considered, be sure to pay the LEP to your plan along with your premium. If your appeal is successful, your plan will pay you back for the LEP payments you made while during your appeal was pending. I hope this helps, Marci. Dear Marci, I turned 65 last year, but didn't sign up for Medicare Part B right away because I am still working and have employer-sponsored health insurance. A friend mentioned that I might have to pay a late enrollment penalty since I missed my initial enrollment period. Is this true? Nariata, Montclair, New Jersey. Dear Nariata, good question. Since you are actively working and covered by your employer-sponsored health insurance, you can enroll in Medicare Part B without penalty using a special enrollment period. The SEP allows you to sign up for Part B anytime while you are still covered by your employer's health plan or within 8 months after your employment-based coverage ends. If you enroll during this period, you won't owe an LEP. Even though it sounds like you shouldn't owe a Part B LEP, it can be helpful to know how these penalties work. Here is some additional information about LEPs. Part B late enrollment penalty. You may owe a Part B LEP if you delay enrolling in Medicare Part B after you are first eligible. For each 12-month period you delay enrollment, you will owe a 10% Part B premium penalty. So if you delay enrollment for 24 months, you will owe the normal premium amount for Part B plus an additional 20%. However, you shouldn't owe an LEP if you have insurance from your or your spouse's current work and have been continuously covered since becoming Medicare eligible, with no more than 8 consecutive months without coverage from either Medicare or insurance from current work. You are eligible for a Medicare Savings Program, MSP. You qualify for a special enrollment period, SEP, because of exceptional circumstances. Part D late enrollment penalty. You may owe a Part D LEP if you delay enrolling in your Medicare Part D after you are first eligible for it. For each month you delay enrollment, 1% of the Part D base premium is added to your regular Part D premium. However, you shouldn't owe an LEP if you had credible drug coverage during the time you delayed enrolling in Part D. You qualify for the Extra Help Program. You can prove that you received inadequate or inaccurate information about whether your drug coverage was credible. Most people don't owe a premium for Part A because of their or their spouse's Social Security work history. If you do owe a premium for Part A, you could owe a Part A LEP if you delay enrollment. Visit the Medicare website to find out more about Part A LEP. I hope this helps, Marci.